At the outset, we offer our salutations to the Holy Trio, whose grace, whose spiritual manifestation has given rise to this specially identified Advaita Bhumi, Advaita Ashrama of Mayavati. The chief guest of this great historical function, Honorable Governor General Shri Gurumukh Singh Ji, the guest of honor, and the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Vivekananda University, Revered Swami Muktidanandaji Maharaj, very dear Swami Muktidanandaji Maharaj, the Adhyaksha of Advaita Ashrama, revered elders, brother monks, the district magistrate, other officials, devotees, and invitees. It's a great historical moment. We are trying to recall and celebrate a very great institution of universal appeal, Advaita Ashrama Mayavati, founded by the visionary Swami Vivekananda to disseminate the universal Vedantic idea of Upanishads, of the unity of existence and basic solidarity of the existence is preached and propagated by Advaita Ashrama as envisioned by Swami Vivekananda. A person whose mind has experienced the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, a world mover who went around the world and saw the march of culture and civilization like a palm of his hand, who made a sample survey of all that emerged in the human intellect from the cave days to the modern times. A person who wanted to see the culmination of the real purpose of human existence, such a great, titanic, spiritual personality has envisioned and started this Advaita Ashrama with a supreme goal to beckon humanity to find out its own source of existence, transcending all differences, transcending all little-mindedness, how to raise the human mind to the higher level of consciousness, individually and collectively, was the deep concern of Swami Vivekananda. He wanted to see not the East as the East and the West as the West, but as the combined goal of unified human race. That was his struggle. So, he says that to preach unto mankind the inner divinity, the hidden divinity, the inherent divinity, and make it manifest every moment of their life is my mission. This he declares during a discussion with Khetri Maharaja. Then he says, the goal of the story of human civilization is reading of the spirit into the matter. These are all deep words, reading of the spirit into the matter. And further he says that society is greatest, where highest truth become practical. So with all these kind of the higher goals and how to put it in practice, how to start a center where the entire humanity can come, irrespective of the nationality, caste, creed, and get themselves immersed in the experience of the divine, the Advaita, the Vedanta, the oneness, the spirit behind Swamiji made it so clear that behind the body, the physical death-bound body, behind the changing thought process of the mind, behind our intellect, behind our eye consciousness, there is always divinity, divine consciousness, which is the substratum of our existence. And the purpose of life is to experience that divinity, and that is the richest and the greatest and the highest experience of the humankind. Keeping this in view, Swami Vivekananda starts this Ramakrishna mission and also specifically this Advaita Ashrama. And he had a special place for the Advaita Ashrama when he started. You know, it is the sacrifice of Captain and Mrs. Xavier, who just now, or dear Muktidanandaji has placed before us, just a letter from the Switzerland. After seeing the Alps of Switzerland, Swamiji writes to the Captain and Mrs. Xavier that he would like to have a center like this, and the peaks of Himalayas, and which will disseminate this Advaitic Vedanta idea to and radiate to all over the world. He is thinking of such center, and there when we were under the subjugation of the British rule, the Britisher Captain and Mrs. Xavier, obeying the command and as an instrument of Swami Vivekananda, they come to this place, and Badrilal Shah was introduced to them by Swamiji through a letter, and they come in search of this Himalayan terrain in the wilderness on a horse. It's so difficult journey. The pioneering work of this Advaita Ashrama is a melodramatic and very adventurous and a tremendous effort, and how the difficulties can be overcome, that we can see in the pioneering work of the Advaita Ashrama, which is done by Captain and Mrs. Xavier, and also Swami Swarupananda, and Swami Virajananda subsequently, and many other number of monks and devotees have sacrificed their life in this last 125 years to make this place what it is today. Now, I will conclude, I will not take much time, by the best way to, on this occasion of 125 years of Mayavati, what exactly was the specific vision of Swami Vivekananda about this Advaita Ashrama, which is very, very, very different from scores of our other ashramas. And he says, in his own words, he writes, he himself has drafted the prospectus of Advaita Ashrama. You see, we have to go to the mind of Swami Vivekananda. We have to see how he has envisioned, and based on his all experience, spiritual experience, and how his idea of the spiritual well-being of the world, how he has downloaded very meaningfully, very critically in these words. I will read the prospectus, some portions of the Advaita Ashrama. Swamiji writes, "In whom is the universe? Who is in the universe? Who is the universe? In whom is the soul? Who is the soul? Who is the soul of man? Knowing him and therefore the universe as ourself alone extinguishes all fear, brings an end to misery, and leads to infinite freedom. Wherever there has been expansion in love or progress in well-being of individual, also numbers, it has been through the perception, realization, been through the perception, realization, and the practicalization of the eternal truth. He says the perception of the truth and realization of the truth and practicalization of the eternal truth, the oneness of all being. Dependence is misery, independence is happiness. The Advaita is the only system which is given to man complete possession of himself, takes off all dependence and its associated superstitions, thus making us brave to suffer, brave to do, and in the long run attain to absolute freedom. Hitherto, it has not been possible to preach this noble truth entirely free from the settings of dualistic weakness. This alone, we are convinced, explains why it has not been more operative and useful to mankind at large. To give this one truth a freer and fuller scope in elevating the lives of individuals and leavening the mass of mankind, we start this Advaita Ashrama on the Himalayan heights, the land of its first expiration. Here it is hoped to keep Advaita free from all superstitions and weakening contaminations. Here will be taught and practiced nothing but doctrine of unity, pure and simple, and true, in entire sympathy with all other systems. This ashrama is dedicated to Advaita and Advaita alone. This is the vision of Swami. Read, understand, and reflect over Swamiji's these great ideas. And in the years to come, after 125 is one epoch, that in the coming decades and centuries, the Swamiji's vision, we should see that it gets unfurled in a more brighter, more practical and more powerful way, transforming the human mind and giving the hope for everybody they can reach the higher goal. Today, we had a small session of 10 minutes meditation. The chief guest and 2-3 of us After the 10 minutes of meditation, getting up, held in absolute silence, the first sentence our chief guest, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh Ji, mentioned was absolutely a great place and very, very something like unique on earth. Something great place, unique on earth, something like that. He gave an expression of his experience which genuinely surfaced in his mind, absorbing the vibration of Swami Vivekananda in that meditation room. Let us go forward, and here I am sure by the grace of Swamiji and Holy Trio, the Advaita Ashrama will go forward and onward, realizing and broadcasting the vision of Swami Vivekananda to the people around the world. Thank you.